related to other whatever I discussed in the last session, right? Next, we are learning about ordered list. Ordered list. In ordered list, we learned OL and LI, list item. Ordered list attributes, we learned about type and start, where the numbering have to start, and reverse. Next, while working with ordered list, two more points we need to know. Usually one regular question asked is how we can keep these ordered list side by side. How we can keep the ordered list side by side, how we can arrange them side by side. And another option is nested list. Nested list is nothing but inside ordered list, you can have another ordered list. You can go nested. For example, how to create a nested list. Suppose you are defining an ordered list here. In that list item, we said some HTML. Another list item, some JavaScript. Now, initially, these are the two list items inside ordered list. These are two inside ordered list. Now, under HTML, we have some more topics. Then inside this list item, under that HTML word, you can add another ordered list. We can keep ordered list nested. Then you have to define the numbering type. Suppose the parent list I will give type as Roman letters. And the child I will give as 1, 2, 3, like this. And inside this we have list items like normal elements, like some void elements, like this. Similarly, under JavaScript word inside this list item, I am adding another ordered list. And its type I defined as 1. And here we have some variables and data types, something like this. And you can see the list will be nested. Like that, you can go any number of levels. But problem is we are having only 4 or 5 level styles. Like Roman letters are there, numbers, uppercase alphabet, lowercase alphabet, Roman lowercase. So after 5 levels, again you have to repeat these. You don't have anything else. You can go any number of levels, but you have to repeat. Or you can use a combination of numbers and symbols. Symbols combination you can use. So initially, suppose I want to add one more level here. So I will just give here another ordered list, and the type I defined as A, and list item. Here I am defining some bold, another list item like italic, like this. Similarly, we have to go with others. We have to go like that. Inside a list item, you can maintain another order list. That is multi-level numbering. That is what generally nested list is. Nested list. Now here, one more important question is how we can arrange the list side by side. How you can configure the items side by side. For example, see, nested list is simple. So how to define nested list you have seen. For example, sometimes I have a ordered list. In that list item, so HTML is here I given some language. Now this type I defined as type as Roman letter, yeah. And this is the list item we are having, and that is the list item you have. It looks like this. Now under this I am giving another ordered list, and here I have defined type as A. lowercase a, and list item say programming and functional and presentation and structural, something like this we have defined. Now you see all these will come in this way. Now we want to arrange them side by side. So A, B, C, D side by side we need to arrange. So for that, by default list will be always one below another. So if you want to arrange side by side, because all are ordered list only, we should not disturb others. We should able to access this inner list separately. Then we will give an ID for it. We will give an ID as inner list. So, or I will give an ID as options list. Actually, when you are giving any names, when you are giving any references and IDs, as per the project standards, so always use camel case for naming. As per the project standards, always use camel case for naming. Actually, when you give names, so we have to follow certain standards in naming also. So generally, the difference between learning style and a real world environment is not only just writing the logic for achieving the functionality, writing the logic as per standards. And later you will learn about programming standards. I will tell you. Temporarily, you can visit this website called PMD, or you can visit Sonar. Sonar and PMD are very regularly followed programming standards by developers across the world. So as a developer, when you are learning any computer programming, so always follow this PMD and Sonar, because they tell you the standards of coding. For example, suppose you are learning some programming language. I will tell you here. Suppose we write a condition like this: if condition, and if condition is true, what statement to execute, and else what statement to execute, false statement to execute. Like this, generally we write some condition. Now, a person who is teaching you some programming language, so he will give you a simple suggestion that, do you know, you can write this in like this. That means if condition and a directly true statement. That means there is no curly base used for start and stop, and else and false statement. That means you can write like this also. So that means your trainers or somebody will tell you that you can write like this also. That will work. You can write like this also. That will work. But this is completely unprofessional code. That is bad coding. So even anybody suggests we don't take that, because that is bad coding. Why that is bad coding? Because this curly brace tells the compiler where to start, where to stop. And you are not telling here in the second block. Then compiler has to assume where to start, where to stop. It has to think about where to start and stop. That means you are wasting the time of compiler. You may think like it is shortcut, but that is completely nonsense. This type of coding is not recommended. So you can observe that. Visit this website, PMD. This is the PMD website. This is a code analyzer. So real world developers across various technologies, Java, .NET, JavaScript, PHP, all these, they follow the standards from here. PMD and Sonar are very popular. And when you go to this PMD, you see in this, it says code analyzer. You go to documentation. In documentation, there is a left side, a rule reference. You can see there is a rule reference here. A rule reference is there. You can read entire documentation. So in the rule reference, you see Java rules, Maven rules, PL/SQL rules, all these rules. In that you have ECMA rules. These are the rules we follow as UI developer. UI developers follow the rules of ECMA. And in the ECMA rules, you see coding styles, best practices options are there. When I go to the coding styles, you see that here you see this is okay. That means you can observe that they say that this code is okay. That means here you can see they say that this is okay. That means this is okay and this is bad. And who is saying it? People who built it. And your trainer is not great than the person who built it. Right? He is not suggesting you any useless shortcuts to you that will keep the burden on servers, burden on compilers. So these kind of shortcuts are completely nonsense. So the point is you will hear such shortcuts so many while learning program. Your trainers will tell that this is very shortest, this is more shortest, right? But we don't care about the shortcut things because it is not about shortcut, it is about performance and functionality. As per these type of standards, remember, these are the standards provided by the people who built that language. And very important is, as per the standards, when you name any element, when you name any content in computer programming, it's always important to follow camel case. This sentence is given in your all project documentations. Any project you are working, Java, .NET, PHP, in that project you will see this line in that project documentation, because when you are working for a project, the project team will give you a documentation. In the documentation you will see this line. Not only this, there are several other naming like Pascal case, like camel case. For class names, use Pascal case. For component names, use Pascal case. Pascal case means every word first letter will be caps. Camel case means it will start with lowercase. It will start with lowercase and suddenly it will have an uppercase. Then again it will have lowercase. This mechanism is called camel case. And in this case, remember, first prefix should tell which component you are referring. Which component you are referring. And suffix should tell, this is prefix. Prefix should tell which component you are referring. And suffix should tell for what purpose you are using. For what purpose you are using. Prefix should tell for which component you are using. For example, suppose we have a paragraph for presenting some message. Then para message. That means a paragraph for a message. So a text box for password, then txt password, like this. A text box or button for submit, then we write btn submit. The prefix tell what is the element and suffix tell for what purpose that element is. That is the naming convention actually. So when you are naming, always follow these naming conventions. That is very important. So let's go here now. I'm giving that actually options list. I'm using a camel case here. And these are case sensitive. Capitalization matters. How you given exactly in the same way you have to refer. In IDs are case sensitive. How you written in the same way you have to refer them. That means now what you have to do here, that is the ID. How to refer IDs in style? Hash. IDs are referred by using hash. So directly if you want to refer the element, you can use ordered list. But ordered list is everywhere. So it is in the parent, it is in the child. So we don't want to affect everywhere. So we have to refer hash. What is that ID? Options list. For this, what you want to do? I want to display them side by side. To display side by side, actually you can simply use display as flex. display as flex. You have seen display as grid, display as flexible. That means it will fit according to browser width. It will keep flexible. In that, so many options are there. You are going to learn in later levels. As of now, display flex. Then you see now, it will keep side by side. It will keep side by side. It kept side by side, but the point is there is no space between them. So this is the actual size. This is the actual size. I am just zooming it for your visual sake. So there is no space between every list item, and you know how to give it. I want some space between every list item. Now every list item is side by side. Then how to give the space? List item. For list item, what is the space? I want to give space left side or right side of list item. Then I can use margin left. Am I right? I can use margin left, or I can use margin right, because I want left side or right side space before or after. Then margin right, you can give both. Margin left how much, margin right how much. Margin right I given as 30 pixels. Then you can see they will be arranged with the space side by side. Side by side. And very important, that options list, margin top as 20 pixel, and you can see that will come little down. That means that options list comes down, it will come here. So I don't want side by side all flexible. I want in 2 columns. Then you know how to do it. You know how to do it. Now, instead of display flex, what you will do? Display grid. Good. So what should happen? Grid template columns. How many fractions? 2 fractions. 2 columns I want. So that means in one column 2 options, another column 2 options. Then you know how much? 6 fractions. 6 fractions, na? So out of 12 we have to share 6 fractions and 6 fractions. Then you can see that it will arrange in this way. How you want to arrange the content that you wish. Between every list item also you can put a vertical space. But these are all requirements. These are all requirements. Remember, I may give you some ideas here. So like how to keep side by side, how to keep one below another. But in an interview, he will ask something else. That means in interview, he will ask like, I want one right side, one left side, one bottom, one top. Then as a developer, so you have to think the effects that you can give and you have to apply them. Everything you cannot learn in classroom. In classroom, you will learn every option. Options how to implement according to the asked requirement that you have to think. If you think that, if you have that ability, then you can easily work for real world requirements. Real world requirements. Why? Because that is what developers' main concentration should be. That means how I utilize my options to achieve that output. And everything you cannot learn, everything you cannot be given with a suggestion anywhere. Sometimes in Google also you will not find the answer for that in forums. Then you have to think which option is suitable for that and apply. That you will get while learning experience. While learning, you will get that experience. While learning more options, you will get that. You will able to do that. But anything is not impossible. You have to know the correct option to place it. So this is very common requirement. That is how to keep side by side, how to keep one below another, how to keep 2 columns, how to keep 3 columns like that. That you can manage now. You can manage now. So what are the options here? Side by side. So list items side by side. For that, what is the effect I given here? So wherever you have that ordered list, you have to keep the option as display as a flex. That will keep side by side. That will keep side by side. And list items in multiple columns. List items in multiple columns, you know this. So for this, you have to define display display as grid, and you have to keep grid template columns, and that is 6 fraction. I am giving 6 fractions again. Depends on how many columns you want. This is a common requirement for ordered list or unordered list wherever you are trying them. So we have display flex to keep side by side, and grid template columns to display in multiple columns. So this is ordered list, how you can present and how you can define the ordered list. With the CSS you can do more, with the styles you will do more. That means in CSS you will learn more effects for that. This list you can display in your regional languages also. That means the list in Tamil, the list in Telugu, the list in Hindi, the numbering styles you can keep in your native languages also. So for that we need to learn a little bit CSS things, then you can do it. As of now, this is ordered list, how we can display ordered list. Now similarly we have unordered list. Similarly unordered list. Unordered list is nothing but it is bulleted style. Bulleted style. So that means a symbol instead of symbol instead of number. Symbol instead of number. And you have to just define by using UL. That's it. And in that you can create a list item. UL is for unordered list. And the items in unordered list are defined with li. And unordered list will have attributes. Only one attribute is present. So one attribute is present, and that attribute is type. Type is equal to, you can give circle, you can give disk, and you can use square. Only 3 types are available. Only 3 types are available. Other type of symbols you have to keep with CSS. Directly not possible. So that means here we are defining so an unordered list, and the type is equal to circle like this. That's how we have to define the unordered list. Circle or disk or square. By default it will give you a disk. You can change that to circle or square. So rest of other options are same like ordered list. Only the point is it has only one attribute. You don't have any start. You don't have any reversed for this because they are all symbols. And you see, now if I want to display that, and to display that, so here I am just using UL, unordered list item, HTML, another list item, CSS, another list item, JavaScript. And you can see these will have symbols. This is the bulleted list. And only 3 symbols are available. That means you can have the type as circle. You can keep the type circle. It will display in this way. It will display in this way. By default, it is having a style called disk. So disk will display in this way. And you have an option called square. It will display in this way. That's it. We don't have other symbols. Now any other symbol if you want, you have to define that. You have to define and configure that by using CSS. You can put your own symbols, or there are other techniques that I will show you today. The point here is symbols like C. Suppose I want a star symbol or a hand symbol or some other symbols to display. Now what we can do here is we have to remove this type, because now we can apply by using some effect. Now design a symbol for this. Design a bullet symbol small size. So just like how you used a favorite icon, same, right? A small icon. So I will take MS Paint, and in MS Paint I will design. Online you will get so many bullet symbols. I will keep the page size shorter to 40 pixels. That's enough. and I will adjust this. Now here I am drawing some image, because bullet images should be small. Bullet images must be small, right? Yes, and I given some color for this. That's it. Now I will save this in our project folder, that is in C drive, full stack, web application. In that public, in the public we have assets. In assets we are saving this as bullet.png. By default it is PNG, leave it, because in the next session you are going to learn what are various images types and how to use those image types. As of now, just leave PNG. Okay. Now the image is saved in our project location. Now we need to use that image. Just you have to write unordered list. For unordered list, you have to use list style image. List style image. You have to use list style image. It is asking URL. URL means path. Path is, it is in which folder? Assets. In assets, which file? Bullet.png. And you can see that. So the unordered list will use that symbol. It is huge. According to that, you need to adjust your font sizes, or you have to adjust the image size. So here I am just giving the list item font size as 50 pixels. And you can see that it will be in this way. That means we are adding our own images. You can keep your own images. You can copy from any location. You can online, so many bullet symbols will be there. If you are a Photoshop designer, you can create your own bullet symbols and icons and you can use them. So usually you cannot have multiple bullet symbols. You can have only 3. And any other symbol you want, you can put by using styles. So how you can keep that? So that means custom image as bullet. How to keep custom image as bullet? So for that, you have to use unordered list. For unordered list, list style image. URL. So we have assets / bullet.png. That's what we designed. So you can have any name and you can apply that image. And already I told you, make sure that you are designing small size images and you are keeping them, right? So because already you know that large size images will not fit into it, and you cannot come with a complaint that it's not working for me, right? Because you have to make sure that the path is correct. You have to make sure that the size of bullet that you taken is reasonable. Then only it will work properly, right? This is, you can have custom image as bullet. Now some regular questions asked by various people, generally in general doubt, that is general doubt, like, can I have different symbols for different items? Usually such doubts are very common. That means because sometimes we want different symbols for different list item. Is it possible to give different symbol for different list item? Not possible. It's not possible. Then you have to use an alternative technique for that. It's never possible that every list item have a different image. All list items will have a common image. But you will see different list items having different images. But that is alternative technique. That is not this type of technique. That means, for example, you see, suppose let's open Flipkart. When I open this Flipkart website, in this Flipkart, you see there is a menu called More. When I click on this menu called More, a list opens where every item have a different symbol. Every item have a different symbol, like notification, sell on Flipkart, like customer care, like advertise. That means every item is having a different symbol. So this is not possible with directly ordered list or unordered list. That is manually designed with a technique. How? We will see that, how we can handle and how we can work with this. Let's see. Actually, in order to get such more symbols and use them in our development process, so you have to use a special library. That means library for symbols. Symbols in your project. Library for symbols in your project. So actually, we have two libraries which are very popularly used. The library used for symbols, that means in presentation we want different symbols. What are the library required for symbols? In real world development process, most commonly seen symbols comes from a library called Font Awesome. Font Awesome. They will come from a library called Font Awesome. And very recently, now Bootstrap provides icons. We can use Bootstrap icons. These are very recent because earlier we have a Bootstrap version called Bootstrap 4. In Bootstrap 4, we don't have any icons actually. In recent release of Bootstrap, they introduced these icons. That is the reason now developers show much interest on Bootstrap icons rather than Font Awesome icons. But remember, you cannot get every icon you are looking for. Sometimes you need to purchase icons. Sometimes you need to purchase icons. That means your companies will purchase icons library. They will purchase icons library because generally these people will provide icons but limited. They will not suit every situation. So they will not be available for every situation. Then companies usually buy icons. They buy icons. That means, for example, see here, we have Font Awesome. How to get that Font Awesome, I will tell you. This is Font Awesome website. This is the official Font Awesome website. In this Font Awesome website, you go to icons category. You can see they will give you some icons. So many icons are provided by these people. So 7,864 icons are there. But you see that in that you can see some icons are grayscaled. Some are black, some are very grayscaled. Grayscaled are pro icons. You need to purchase them to use them. They are not free. That means other icons you can use them, but the grayscaled icons are pro icons. You have to purchase them. Suppose I want this icon that is pro. That is pro. That means I have to purchase for that icon. If I want to use this icon, I have to buy it. I have to purchase it. So it's not free. That means up to certain limit, they will provide some free icons. While learning, they are enough. If you know how to use free icons, paid icons also same. Only the point is, for paid icons, library will be different, classes will be same. That means we need to understand how to apply. How to use this, I will tell you. But very recent days, from past few months, we are not much preferring with Font Awesome also. Why? Because now developers have access to Bootstrap icons. Earlier, we don't have Bootstrap icons. Very old. 8-10 years back, we used to have Bootstrap icons. From past few years, they removed it, and suddenly now again they added it. So now we can use Bootstrap icons. Because for our web designing, we use a lot of Bootstrap. Bootstrap icons are better for us. So you can use any of them. You see Bootstrap icons. This is the Bootstrap icons, a new icon library introduced by Bootstrap people. Earlier, we don't have this, just with the latest version. Earlier version, Bootstrap 3, Bootstrap 4, they don't have these icons. Now from Bootstrap 5, again, they introduced these icons. And you can use these icons. You can see these are all the icons. Different icons related to different requirements. You can use these icons and you can handle them. I will give you a simple example of how to use these icons. How to use these icons and design in our websites. How to keep them. How to configure them. Let's see. So that means first I will show you the most commonly used these days by the developers. That means download and install Bootstrap icons for your project. Download and install Bootstrap icons for your project. How do we do that? Simple. First step, what you have to do is open terminal. You open project terminal. You know project terminal na? In that project terminal, we run a command called npm init. I told you we have to install Node.js. Already we have installed Node.js. Which package manager we are using? We are using a package manager called npm. npm is the package manager. So open project terminal. Then how to open terminal shortcut, you know, control plus backtick. Control plus backtick will open the terminal in shortcut way. Otherwise, you can go to terminal menu and select the terminal. And next step, type the following command. You have to type the command npm install bootstrap icons save. That is the flag. This is installing Bootstrap icons for your project. Installing the Bootstrap icons for your project. And important is these Bootstrap icons, once you install, where they are copied, I will show you. So where they are copied, these Bootstrap icons, I will show you the location. Actually, so here important, all library files are copied into node underscore modules folder. All library files are copied into a folder called node underscore modules. That means it will create a new folder for you by name node modules. Node modules is a special folder that will be maintained for your project, where it will keep all the library related files. You are using jQuery, you are using Angular, you are using React, you are using some other library. Every library file will be kept inside this node modules, especially that you install from npm. So go to the project now and open the terminal, and you can see this is the project terminal. I already told you that don't use PowerShell. You remember that point, right? And here you have to run the command in this terminal npm install bootstrap icons save. That is the flag, and enter. This is an online command. You need to be connected with internet, because it will connect with internet. Go to their website, download the files from there and keep in your project. Make sure that you are connected to internet to run this command, right? And once it is done, it says successfully installed. Once it is successfully installed, you see now in your project, a special folder is added by name node modules. You can see there is a special folder called node modules. This folder contains all the library related files. Whatever library you install through npm, it goes into this node modules. You will find that here. Now see, open the node modules. Open the node modules. In the node modules, there is a folder called Bootstrap icons. In that Bootstrap icons, there is a folder called font. In that font, there is a file called bootstrap icons.css. This file contains all your icons. This file contains all your icons. You have to link this file to the page. Remember, you installed Bootstrap icons for this project. It will work only for this project. If you are building another project, there again you have to install. This is not global. This is only for this project. And in every file where you want to use it, you have to link this file. This file location is important. Location is important. Let's link this now. Let's link this. Yeah. So I will go to the page here now. Our page is in public folder. In the public folder, I will create a new folder, new file. I will say as demo.html, simple demo.html. Okay. And in this file, so we have to design the basic HTML structure. Doc type HTML, head and title is some icons demo. And here we have to link that CSS file. Favorite icons and CSS files are linked to your page by using a link tag. Link. Already we used link tag for linking favorite icons. For CSS also we have to use this link tag. But how to write? What is the relation? For favorite icon, relation is shortcut icon. For favorite icons, the relation is shortcut icon. But for CSS, it is style sheet. For CSS, it is style sheet. Already relation we have seen for favorite icon. Favorite icon relation is shortcut icon. And for this, we have to use relation style sheet. And href refers the path. For favorite icons, we have favicon.ico. But here that CSS file. And where is that CSS file present? It is present in a separate folder. Now this is important. See, this you have to remember forever now. Actually, the project architecture, see. So we have our project name as full stack project, full stack application. This is our project name. This is our project name. In this project, we have a folder called node_modules. We have a folder called node modules, which is created in the main folder only. In that again, we are having a folder called public. We have a folder called public. And actually, now these two folders are present in the root level. These two are present in the root level. And in the public folder, they are in the root level. Okay. In the public folder, I have a page called demo.html. In the public folder, we have demo.html and index.html. All these we are maintaining in that public folder. Now, in the node modules, you have a folder called bootstrap icons. In that we have a bootstrap icons folder. In that we have the icons related CSS file. In that subfolders are present. Now currently you are in this folder. And you are trying to access a file which is outside this folder. If anything you are accessing inside the folder, then what you have to do is you have to write the path as /. / indicates current folder. / indicates access files from the same folder. And here, if you write here like this, .. this indicates previous level, or you can simply say one level back. That means .. indicates that it will come out of this folder. Understood? It will come out of this folder and go to the parent level. .. indicates come out of this folder and go to the parent level. Suppose I am writing 2 levels back. I want to go 2 levels back. Then I have to write the path in this way. .. This indicates 2 levels back. Similarly, 3 levels back. Similarly, 4 levels back. That means your file, where your file is present and where the target file is present. Knowing these locations are very important. Majority of the learners face problem here only. Majority, 99 to 100%, while practicing web development. Every day I will see many people coming with a complaint. picture not working, photo is not displaying. Why it will not display? The reason is you kept your file somewhere, the photo is somewhere, you are not referring the path correctly. That is only the reason for not displaying. And this is very common problem among designers and learners actually. And if you know this, then you can easily refer this. First, know where your HTML file is present. Second, know where your image is present or resource file is present. You see now, our HTML file in the project C, our HTML file is present in a public folder. So in public folder, we have assets folder. But node modules is not in public folder. It is outside the public folder. Now tell me how to access assets folder. To access assets folder, I can use simply // because it is in the same folder. You will get that assets. Inside that assets you can access. But it is not in this folder. It is present one level back. Then we have to use // Now I can get node modules. I can get node modules. So if I say .. again /, I will go out of this project. That means the files from my machine, I can access the drive locations. So you can go any level number of backs until your folder supports. So here .. in that we have node modules. In node modules, you have a folder called bootstrap icons. In that we have a folder called font. In that we have a file called bootstrap icons.css. You have to use this file. That is the file you have to link. And it's very important to configure this path. So I will give you the steps here. So you have library files are copied here. Now go to HTML file and link bootstrap icons CSS file. Link bootstrap icons CSS file. In the head section, you need to do like this. Oh. I will copy that line. Yeah. In the head section, you have to define in this way. This is how you need to write. After installing bootstrap icons, they will be copied to node modules. Then go to HTML file and link that bootstrap icon CSS. For that, you have to use link relation as style sheet and link href node modules / node modules in that bootstrap icons. In the bootstrap icons, we have font. In the font, we have bootstrap icons.css. First, we will see this, then later I will show you font awesome also, right? So anything you can use both combinations, right? So after doing this, now how to get a symbol? That means now symbols are ready to use. You can use symbols in your page, but how to get a symbol? To get a symbol, you should know that every icon is accessed by using its class name. Every icon is accessed by using its class name, which you can apply for any container. Container means you can apply for span, for div, you can apply for paragraph, you can apply for data definitions, you can apply for block codes or anything. So any container which can show some text, you can keep for list items. So any container that can show text, in that you can apply. That means you have to write like this. So a span, and in that we have to use the word class, and the icons have a class. Usually Bootstrap classes will have BI, and the space, some BI, some house, something like this. So, or says a bell, something, any symbol name you can give, and you can put a span. That's how you can get a symbol. That's how you can get an icon. And as of now, you can't remember all the symbol classes. So what you have to do, you have to go to the website, search the symbol name, and read the class name, command apply. Why? Because you can't remember. So you can't remember 7,000 symbols class names, right? But usually regularly used classes you can remember and you can apply them directly. Some rare icons you have to go through that. That means what you have to do. So to get all the class names, visit this website. Bootstrap icons website link I will give you, icons.bootstrap.com. This is the location where you can get all the icons. So https icons.getbootstrap.com. Here you will get the reference of all symbols and their classes. So you have to apply a class, and through that class you can handle it. Now let's see how we can define, how we can use and configure. So let's see, suppose I am designing something like this here. Let's go to the page now, and we already linked this here. And so I am using the body section. In the body section, I am giving here a div. In the div, I given a heading 3. So connect with us, something like this. I given connect with us. And below I am giving an ordered list, or I will give unordered list, UL. Now one more important option is, in this we are giving list item. And the problem is, by default it is having some symbols. So if you want to remove the symbols, default symbols, whatever the symbols are coming, if you don't want that symbol, if you don't want this symbol, then what you have to do is, so you have to use, so a simple option this is, to remove numbering or bullet symbol for list item. What you have to do is, you have to put a style or ordered list or unordered list, and you have to write the effect like this. So list style none, that's it. You keep list style none, then it will remove the numbering for the ordered list and unordered list. So if you don't want the symbol to come, because we want to keep our own symbols now, so then we can just go with this and define. And here you see, now I am adding, by default that symbol is coming. I want to remove that symbol. So then let's go to the style here. I am adding a style. Anywhere you can add in head section. We have unordered list. For unordered list style, you have to keep it to none. List style, keep it to none, then it will not display any symbol there. We don't have those symbols, but items will be there. So here for the list item, you see, now I am applying a class. Bootstrap classes, icon classes will have the prefix first BI. It is mandatory to have a BI for every icon, space, and another class that tells icon type. Usually this is the main class you have to remember. So BI, suppose I given as, suppose Facebook. That is the icon already it is having. You can browse that in that website I given to you. Now it will give you a Facebook icon. So it will get you that icon and it will display that icon. Now in the another list item, I am giving the class BI, and BI I defined as LinkedIn, and it will get you that LinkedIn. And I am creating another list item. So class we have BI. So BI, another option we have Twitter, and you can see that Twitter icon comes. And I am defining another option. So list item. So class. So we have BI and BI some YouTube, and it will get you that YouTube. Now, for example, at the top here, I am giving a heading, and here I given so align as center, and I said so. Suppose here Amazon shopping, and you can see that is a heading. And what I want here is beside that heading, I will put a span, because here I cannot use an order list or list item. I put a span. In that we will put a class BI as cart for, and it will get you that shopping cart symbol. These are the icons that we have to regularly use. These are the icons we need to regularly use. Now, very important, where you want to keep, that's your wish. Now here you see the list items that we defined in order list. So that means I will remove this. Yeah. And I am configuring those list items. So wherever list item is there, every list item margin bottom, I given as suppose 20 pixels. Then some space between them will come. I want to increase the font size for that. Font size, I can give 30 pixel. The font size will increase. So that is the font size for that. And I want here color. So you can apply color by using your styles. I am applying the color, suppose some dark cyan, and that color will apply for them. And I want to keep this usually where they are present. They are present right side corner. So in websites, you will see the social bars at the right side corner. Then what we can do now, here, this unordered list we are having, we can give position. Position fixed. Where to fix the position? Position fixed. We learned position sticky yesterday. So we have position fixed. Where to fix? Bottom where? Suppose 0 pixels. And right where? Right also 0 pixels. Bottom 0 pixel, right 0 pixel. Then it will be here. That means it will be right side corner. So right side, I will give some 20 pixel. Then it will be little better. That means it will come at the right side corner. And you see that it is fixed at that particular position. Right side, it is fixed at that position. That means now this social bar is fixed at this location, right? It is fixed at that location. Now it is fixed at that location actually. Fixed means, for example, suppose in between you are adding some paragraphs of information. Suppose you are having some paragraphs of information. Let's copy that. And I will copy some paragraphs information because I given it as fixed. See what will happen. This is a paragraph. And like that, I will copy some paragraphs. So, and paste them to have multiple pages. And you see, usually it looks like this. And generally, when I scroll, that will not scroll, that will be fixed there. We can put any effect here like this because it is having transparent. You know how to define that. So what we will do is, instead of color, I will give background color as dark cyan and color. So I will give as white. So, and that will give the list items like this. I can give little bit padding as 10 pixels. Then you will have some space around them. I can give some border radius as 10 pixels. Then you will get this curved. So that is how we are presenting the content, and you can see that that content will stay there. When you are scrolling the paragraphs, it will stay there. It will stay there because we given the position as a fixed. So this is the combination of using icons. And whatever the icons you have seen are not all Bootstrap icons. Sometimes we use font awesome, because in Bootstrap also you will not have every icon. So this is one option. I will copy this example. I will upload this example into Classroom. You can try. Okay. I will copy that example and this rough note for you in the Classroom so that you can try it. That example, this I will upload into Classroom, how we can apply that effect. So generally, one more example I will give you. Usually you see button-like appearance and handle that, right? And we will see here, suppose, navbar, okay, .html. Let's create another page now. And doc type HTML head, title, some navbar. And in this link, relation is equal to what? Style sheet. Href is equal to node modules. Bootstrap icons, font, bootstrap icon dot css. And now in the body section, I am designing a nav. In that nav, I am creating an unordered list. So in that list item, and here I am defining, in this list item, I am adding some options like home. Another list item I am having like notifications. So another list item like Facebook. Something I am defining. So some options, or say sign in. So like this, we are giving some options, right? Just 3-4 options I defined here, and you can see now. Let's run this. This is a general presentation here. Notifications, sign in, all these options are there. Now what I am doing here is, for this unordered list, UL, so I will give a style. And for this unordered list, what we have to do, list style as none, because we don't want the list style to appear, and keep it normal. And for every list item, I given width as suppose 200 pixels, and I given background color as tomato, some color, and color as some white. And here I given padding as some 5 pixel, and I given the font size here. I'm giving the font size here, and the font size as suppose some 20 pixel, and font, yeah, that's enough. Yep. As of, and one more option is margin bottom as 20 pixel, and this will keep these options. And I will keep border radius to 20 pixel. It will keep the border radius. So 10 pixel enough. Okay. Now we want those reasonable symbols beside them. So symbols beside them. That means here we have to just put, so beside that home, I want a span. And the span class will be like BI, and BI house. I'm giving that BI house. You can see that symbol will come. There are so many options. For example, house fill, then it will get like this. These icons you need to search in the Bootstrap site. These class names you need to get. That means you have that website, icons bootstrap.com. Here there is a search box. You see there is a search box here. You type there like house, so it will give you all the symbols. And those class names are given here. Click on that. When you click on that, the class name is given to you here. That means these are the class names. These are the class names you need to give. So you see this is the class name. So for every symbol, you need to get this in order to use that. The class names and configurations, you need to do that. Now here, generally, what happens is we are having notification. Then we will put another option, span. So class, so BI and BI, I will define as bell. Okay, and here again we have a span and class and BI, and BI I am defining as some person. Okay, and you can see those symbols will come. Those symbols will come. That means we need to add the symbols and icons according to the requirement. This regularly we use for ordered list, unordered list. That means if anyone asks like, can you have different symbol for different item? Not possible. So with ordered list, unordered list, that is not possible. You have to apply manually like this. You have to use symbols library. And this is one symbol library that you have to try. So next, once you know this symbol library, now there is another library. This example also I will give to you. Another example for this. And another library is a font awesome library. That means you can have another library called font awesome. Font awesome. So similarly, you have to download font awesome also. And font awesome gives more icons to you. You can use those more icons and install and configure them. That we will see in our next session. Tomorrow we will do that, right? Today is enough. This you have to try up to this. Okay. Then tomorrow we will discuss about how to use the font awesome icons and the font styles, effects, colors, how to apply. Now we can create more better designs with these symbols, right? Tomorrow we'll continue.